Hey everybody, my name is Flupsje and welcome back to an episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. In the last episode, I think we have collected all of the evidence that we need to solve Sayaka's murder. I'm also certain that I know who is the murderer. So I think we're going to start a class trial. You're late, Makoto, we've all been waiting for you. Well, sorry. I was introducing myself to my audience. I bet you were afraid you would be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save them for the class trial. Then we can all review the details of Makoto's crime. Like, don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions. And then he immediately like accuses me after that. Like, dude. I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both knew that all too well. But then, who is the killer? The one who murdered Sayaka? Is it really one of us? It is.
Is everyone here?
Oh, sorry.
Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Alright, let's just end it. I mean, no point in dilly-dallying.
Well then.
Let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea. Is there a weight limit on this elevator, by the way? Are you scared? No, scared isn't quite right. I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mysteries surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. In Sayaka's honor. It's when I found out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice to try and give myself my courage, I turned, trembling with anticipation toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator. When I finally stepped on, the doors closed and the elevator started to move. Oh, it's a big one. It looked smaller. The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds towards the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes. Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to his shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. You finally arrived! What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? Not really, but it's like a Hollywood movie set, right? Shit. Not even close, it's total shit. But I wouldn't say it's total shit, it looks great actually.
Well now.
Okay, everyone find your assigned seats and sit down.
Yahoo!
Hurry up now, hurry up! We did what he said and found our seats. Oh god, that's... Just like the crossed out pictures is a bit disturbing, but... The seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else. Which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer the attention and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. And so the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly boner. I mean, a deadly class trial. I'm not having a... no. Let's save it. What? Oh no. Set skills. What's this? Increase damage to opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time. Oh, I had no clue what that means, but sure. E-handbook. Oh, I guess we can check on all our evidence. Alright. I mean, I know who the killer is. I know how he did it. I know how he got rid of the evidence.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I mean, isn't that obvious? It's to show who is dead.
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Don't say it like that.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I notice, I have to be ready to speak about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone lives lives are on the line. Now first, non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yes. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, the characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within the statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim, then fire with the triangle button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Know that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. Okay. Oh, this is going to be confusing, I think. Make your argument. Evidence of a struggle. Is that my...
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Right?
You know that part already.
Yeah.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
Yeah.
In the bathroom.
Yes.
So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
No.
She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Something's off about what she said. Because if Sayaka had resisted all, there's no explanation for what happened to my room. For this first debate, we'd like to take a quick sidebar. If you're unable to spot and refute someone lies or contradictions, the argument will repeat. Within a group of statements, some words appear in a different color. Did you happen to notice? No? This represents a potential hole in the person's statements, a possible weak spot. These weak spots can feel important, though not always inaccurate sections of a person's statement. Then there's some you taking right, good. Fast forward, good luck and have fun.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know. And the murder took
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
Okay, I
She
understand
didn't
now.
even have a chance to resist.
No, that's wrong.
What?
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. with the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Well, Sayaka, of course, and the killer.
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
God, is everyone just stupid in here? You know, the ultimate students in like gambling and baseball and shit. And being clairvoyant, but not in logical thinking,
So you're
apparently.
saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide.
To be fair, Chihiro wasn't like in the room investigating, so she wouldn't have known.
The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. How can you not know? It's in her stomach. My phone.
So what was used to kill her?
It was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
Nope.
No, that's wrong! No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
How does that not look like a kitchen knife? You know, maybe it's because I work in a kitchen that I would recognize it, but I think every idiot would recognize this as a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right, there's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere, just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. But I sure do know who is the killer if you logically think. More to learn? Sure. You can concentrate by holding down the R1 button. While you're concentrating, time will slow down, so you can pay close attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it will study your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Oh, so I can miss them. But the focus will cover over time, so let your brain take a rest, no need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. So I can miss aiming at the arguments. Roy's account. Oh, right, yes.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? You did it in secret, when nobody was in the dining hall.
No, that's wrong!
Aha! Someone was in the dining hall.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I wanted to get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my class, all of the knives was gone. Yeah, we know this. That's why I said this.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah. That's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
I mean, yeah, if Makoto is the killer, then that would mean that she's dead if she was protecting him.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer.
That's interesting, actually.
Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So, in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
Unless if she didn't know.
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Well, then they would just say it outright now, like, yeah, I worked together, it was him.
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case!
Well, that makes it easy, thank you, Monokuma.
Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
I can.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Oh, I think he made the same mistake as me.
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms. But it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
Watch what you say, Taka.
I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
You know, I am glad that I didn't make the only mistake in the game.
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because... they're not here anymore.
Oh?
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
It's not Monokuma, it's not Hina.
I got it! Then, Sayaka...
That's the only possibility.
Interesting.
And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual.
I mean, there's no reason why they would lie about that, but why would Sayaka take the knife?
When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself!
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all!
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murderer. Don't they understand? But what happened to the knife then? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I don't know. Alright, let's hear. As things advance further in the class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to an incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the left okay. So, alright, good luck and have fun. Something that should have been at the scene, but wasn't. That must be a crucial point. What is it then? So this is like the game Hangman. What? A? No, that can't be it. What? I actually don't know. What was missing from the... Oh wait, I remember. Oh, I missed. It's hair.
Now I understand.
Oh, that took me a while.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to come to the conclusion like, oh, none of Sayaka's hair is in the room. I guess she's not here then.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
I guess that's something that you should always keep track of in an anime world when you kill someone. Because when you find like, I don't know, a red colored hair or a pink colored hair, that really narrows down the people who killed the victim.
Then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then, Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
Yes, we can, yes.
No.
Moving on.
There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom.
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
Hold on, I need to make a phone call. Well, alright then, I had a phone call with my school, pretty important. I mean, it is about my exam, so... Ooh. Alright, yes,
And
bathroom,
how did the
stabbed
killer
her.
get into
Murder,
the bathroom?
right.
Did they have any trouble with it?
And how did they get in? Did they have any
What do
trouble
you
with
mean?
it?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
I do remember. The killer struggled getting into the bathroom. And the evidence to prove it is the object the killer broke. The wrist. Dying message. The doorknob.
I
Yes.
got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
How are you showing this? Did you take a picture of it?
Oh, yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
I almost didn't notice at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit of... Oh, God fucking damn it. From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you say are necessarily false. Yeah, that would have made it too easy. There's a man, no one... And not only will you try to feel what's said, but you also lower your trust with everyone and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. Right. Kinda what I was expecting, but sure. Make your argument. The bathroom door frame.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
Bam!
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then
That's
fled
right.
into the bathroom.
That's also correct.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
Nope.
No, it's wrong!
That
The
is
reason my
incorrect.
bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door... That's not lucky at all!
Well, it is in the case of this
So the
murder.
reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The nameplates were switched. So they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime that they didn't know was
I got it!
Going
The
to
killer
yeah.
must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through!
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Oh, wow. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Then who did do it?
Well, now that my innocence has been proved, I think I'm going to end this episode. In the next, I think we're going to catch the actual killer. See you guys then. Goodbye.